I am always by your side, my love, directing your measures, and I can hear you when everyone else is too busy. Voice, I promise to never leave you alone, so you are never alone. Will you take my hand, my darling, and won't you lean in to listen? My quiet murmur rising over the din when if you take the time to listen to me and comprehend how I work, you'll discover that I'm peaceful and faith in your soul despite the uncertainties that plague you, your tormenting fears and the deficiency you experience will all vanish in the knowing me in the light of my truth alters everything will become joyful and hopeful. And you'll start focusing on my face instead of your surrounds when you give your relationship with me top priority. In addition to always being productive, you'll be pleasantly pleased by how numerous opportunities present themselves in our shattered world. You must do both urgent assignments and those that are appropriate for your skill level. Callings. But you have to kneel at my feet like Mary did in order to accept knowing yourself well enough to provide you with insight that will help you weather the coming storms. What use does it make to have everything in the world if you lose yours, in my opinion? Many souls have painstakingly built kingdoms and platforms, just to witness them disintegrate as a result of faith being abandoned. They have disregarded their souls and diminished spirituality to a list instead of a lifeline. Don't let this turn into your story about your child. Make time for the things that matter. Forever create space for us to speak honestly. It will need saying no to other obligations, falling short of expectations, and leaving comfort zones. How? But you will be able to travel as your roots in me become deeper. Deeper and succeed in all of your endeavors because you are all one. When I say to you now that your life must become meaningless, I don't mean to destroy your uniqueness or refuse to fulfill your basic human needs and hopes. I intend for you to enjoy humor, community, aesthetics, captivating queries, favored dishes, the arts, adventure, significant work, and so on. Furthermore, don't think that you have to give up all joy in gloomy situations. Resignation, absolutely not. My goal is for you to retain all instead of holding your fists clenched. You are and have shown open hands so that if you lose anything worthwhile that is taken away from you without your consent does not collapse. Authorization to handle resources in a way that promotes the greater good as opposed to storing and hoarding in case there is a shortage in the future. I want you to be free of the false belief that you are in charge of your brief life circumstances. Take into account the lies of the field which, while they are more beautiful than Solomon's, and the birds that cry out for food are faithfully fed each morning, do they fret, become anxious, and drive themselves insane attempting to provide security provisions for decades to come on? They just take what I give them today. Thank you, my darling. Will you not emulate their behavior? Living carelessly is highly contradictory to human nature. Psyche, your survival instincts tell you that more is better, so start gathering as much as you can right away. I do not encourage you to partake in order to avoid agony later on. Dangerous and careless behavior. But I will call you higher. I urge you to become even more reliant on me for everything. Once you align your life with my guidance and schedule, you will encounter amazing freedom when you prioritize your trust and affirmation from me instead of other people's goods or accomplishments. Unstoppable in holiness, audacity, and persistence, acknowledging that your days on this side of eternity could abruptly cease at any moment, which gives rise to a feeling: are you willing to make sacrifices in order to live a life of passionate obedience? Your personal comforts and objectives to assist people for God's sake. Would you be ready to pray for big adjustments that could stable existence in exchange for the expansion of my country? Will you please glance up and have faith in your ability to surpass your own capabilities in areas such as love, happiness, and education. Benedictions and lasting joys that are beyond financial purchase. Remember my words. I shall kindle the flames of every gift and calling I have been given today. In your reunion, prodigals of redemption coming home with unexpected supernatural events and miracles to support my claims, interactions never stop in a life that is fully devoted to will you please come up high with me today and open your heart and mind? I am giving you holy tasks to complete that are waiting for your permission to work with me at this pivotal time. I'm eager to reveal secrets and give hitherto undiscovered spiritual gifts. You have just touched the beginning of what I have in store for you, my love. It will be much more amazing than you could have imagined, but you are the world's light. It requires a leap of faith. Made in my image, and I hope to establish close ties with each and every one of you to counsel you and watch for your progress and well-being. I am very happy that I created this world only for you. Of boundless love is where everything beautiful and amazing comes from. I carefully considered and constructed each of you, making sure they were all unique. Sharing my unending divine love, you should never question your value or my worth. Dedication to you. Join me in this scripture for daily prayer study and worship. Huddle in close, paying silent attention to listen to my voice. Let my spirit come in and transform. The longer we spend together, the more opportunity you will have to share my pure, holy love. Closer our hearts get, you learn to know me, believe me, and follow my guidance step by step. Even though I am an all-powerful God, I select kindness, patience, and compassion, which will never rob you of your freedom. Urging you to swallow your pride and worries, because my load is light and my yoke is light as you go. And if you trust me, I'll give you all you won't need if you seek first my kingdom and adhere to my teachings. Please donate us $100 to support us. You can be sure that all I do is done so to help those whose storms will occasionally arise. Trials are meant to bolster and refine you, making you more reliant on me and aware of my constant presence, keeping your hand in the shadows. If you continue to be faithful to me, and our connection will flourish in the face of hardship more than I want it to be fixed. To be your only haven, and I hope I make use of every opportunity to pull you in and transform you to the point that you radiate power, joy, possessions, and all of the prestige. Will fight for your love, but you can only find it in me. Lasting joy and meaning. Everything else is ephemeral. Keep your attention on me and stay away from unimportant distractions. I am the priceless gem that is worth taking a chance on. Everything needed to achieve each target, plans, possession, and connection that I have daily access to. Hold anything with an open mind. Put God's kingdom first, and have faith that I will repay you. You will shine brightly as you walk closely with me and take in my presence. Shiningly so that people can see your deeds and words will lead to, I promise everyone, that I will fight EV restoration and bring redemption through. You are an example and proclamation of selfless bravery, love. This gives me a great deal of pride. I respect people who give their all for. Serve me with zeal like a brave person jumping into a flaming fire to rescue another. Such amazing work that reflects my own heart, as I also surrendered all and humbled myself to offer you. Show compassion, offer assistance, and pledge to stand up for the voiceless and defenseless. Declare the truth in an open manner to those in authority, and mend the hearts of the sad. Sweetie, you are so vital to this broken, lost world. As you contribute more, your influence and importance in the world increase. Say yes, Lord, when I motivate you to give of yourself to me. Please don't hesitate to take a trusting step, or don't believe me. but I'll provide those I give those who are fully human power that is far above human capacity. Devoted to my objectives, you can face abuse, mockery, and persecuted for sharing my identity. Evil will struggle to free its slaves when faced with opposition. Expect an attack, but remain brave because I conquered the world and I accompany you through the shadows, making use of everything for thankfully. Nothing can ever separate you from my steadfast dedication. Firmly cling to my words of wisdom, and the Bible is your life's armor and weaponry. Flag valiantly use Scripture to refute malicious lies and fear my words, judge people's hearts, and destroy evil. Scripture to be boldly spoken in my soul, and it will unleash my strength. Make our relationship your first priority, and prioritize spending time with me. Transcending all other goals, aspirations, roles, and my duties, enable me to serve as your authentic source of identification and being at my genuine home, belonging to me. When strolling with me, love has no fear. I keep you. When the infinite force that propelled stars into space feeds you, are perfectly surrounded by my love, and I have written your name on hands and heart. My child, the way your heart is positioned is what really counts to me. Even if you trip and fall, I will always be there to support you, since I am a God of deliverance. I, Jehovah Jireh, shall supply all of your needs. Requirements, but the materials themselves are not what matter. Instead, whether or not you still trust me over anything else, otherwise the world's wealth and possessions might disappear. But my love and vows are enduring, because this world is unable to fulfill you yet. When you're exhausted, come to me for pleasure and tranquility. When troubled, place your cares at my feet and discover tranquility, and it takes a lot of courage and strength, in my opinion, to dedicate your entire life to asking me to give up authority and set everything down for because I am far more familiar with the details of your life than you are comprehend. I sense the innermost thoughts of your heart and motives. I'm going to reveal what's still holding you back. Heart, I punish those who are important to me, so don't give up when I start identifying and eliminating the idols you revere, because some of your money has turned into an idol. Your fear keeps you from really trusting me to be your provider, so you hoard everything and scarcity rather than jokingly sharing with others, and require the enemy's fabrications and deceptions to persuade you that you will never be satisfied and that you can't rely on me to meet your needs. This makes me really sad, for every wonderful and ideal present comes from my hand, so please donate freely with no consideration for tomorrow. Let go of material belongings and acknowledge that I own the livestock in 1,000 hills. If your heart is where wealth is found, will obey. Seek first my kingdom, and live moral lives in front of me, and everyone else will be offered to you as well, because eating has turned into a phony temple as a source of solace and control that damages your body when you overindulge without moderation, because you're worried about running out of food while trying to sate your appetite that no meal can fulfill you, despite what the deceivers say, because instead of embracing my supply with thankfulness, you have to cling and hoard it. In distributing it to others, keep in mind the food in heaven. I gave my people tender care in the desert, even though they had neither food or with their own resources. I miraculously fed millions of people with manna for 40 years. I am the real bread of life, having spent years bringing fresh bread every morning. Come from heaven to provide for and nourish your spiritual needs. You've surrounded yourself with the most important people in your life forever. With superficial lovers and people who take your heart away from me instead of put an end to your embrace of those who would encourage you to sin and resist my teachings you use to defend keeping these soul-damaging practices. Partnerships should be dissolved, since light and darkness cannot coexist where my spirit is not accepted. Instead, Look for like-minded people, followers who will inspire you to pursue justice, peace, and joy. If two people aren't able to stroll together without having an agreement, select individuals to act as my kingdom's ambassadors instead of the adversaries of all I cherish. Find any misguided devotions and hidden idols who, rather than me, are enthroned on the throne of your heart. Any location where there is deprivation and sadness that worries govern. Worries or other deities do you let into your inner sanctuary, completely blocking it? Give up and have faith, and honestly assess your heart before me. Expose these deceptive affections so that I can start releasing you from their grasps. For far too long, and you've come to terms with fabrications that what you see in there is nothing but nature. You have forgotten who I am. Ignoring my kindness, sovereignty, and eternal perspective, regain the capacity to see things and circumstances from limitless perspective. Blinders and filters are removed by grace and strength that obstruct a kingdom vision based on myths about resurrection, hope that highlight the discernible yet ephemeral, while downplaying eternal spiritual truth may only result in anxiety, lack of contentment, and however, as you continue to gaze upon me as the unseen origin of all goodness, things I'll change in your thoughts so they better fit with me every day. Today, deliberate behavior will get more considerate, and you'll automatically come to view conflict or scarcity as a chance rather than a opportunity to see my incredible intervention and supplies. Ongoing relationship and connection with me will supplant fear and manage urges from this world with spiritual inclinations of assurance and faith, notwithstanding the environment.